We are diving straight in today. I think I've hit buttons before I meant to. Good to have you join us for another live hangout here at Voice Essentials. And, well, suddenly everything started and I wasn't quite ready for it. So good to spend the next 30-40 minutes with all of you. Thanks for chiming in. Today's topic is a tricky one, a prickly one. One of my subscribers here on Voice Essentials, Kathleen, has asked us to have a conversation about the recent performance by Fergie, the national anthem. Wow, what is it about the American national anthem that just invokes such vigorous comment and debate? We probably, here in Australia, we certainly have our national anthem sung at major sporting events and a whole range of different places, but it rarely invokes the level of that's not even a word, ferocious debate and activity. And but sure enough, here we got, this is the second national anthem sung by a celebrity in at a sports event in the United States in a number of, was it 3 or 4, 5 weeks, and once again there's just a whole heap of heated online discussion about it, and so yeah, we're going to be talking about that. If you're watching this as a replay, hey, thanks for chiming in and watching and hitting the video. It's so good to have you join us. And you can certainly leave your comments after the video has gone live. And leave your comments in the notes section below. But if you are watching this video live, then we want to see your comments. Make sure that you jump in and start acting, typing and doing all those good things in the live chat. We've already got Yuhui's already jumped in. She's a regular. Matt's in, which is great. Matt's always here. Shill Detector, another live hangout about Fergie. Yeah, well, I was asked to comment about it, Shill, so here we go. I'm going to, be careful about it, and we'll see how we do. Karen's jumping in. Karen is another fantastic YouTube channel here on the great wide world of web here on YouTube, and you can check her out at Singwise. In fact, she's got a great series coming up. I'll tell you all about it right now before we get into the show at large. Karen's got a great series coming up on her channel where she's interviewed a whole range of pedagogues, singing teachers from across the world, and little old me, I'm one of them. And she's asked us 7 questions, and we're all responding to those 7 questions. I have no idea what the other pedagogues are going to say and how they're going to respond. In fact, I'm a little bit nervous simply because some of the people that she's been able to line up to make comment in response to her questions are some of the world's leading pedagogues. So I feel really privileged to be counted amongst their number for Karen's series. So make sure you subscribe to her channel, like you should subscribe to my channel, so that you can always hang out with us here every Monday live at 2 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. As you know, we have 3 videos here on the channel at Voice Essentials. The only way you'll ever hear about them is if you subscribe and hit the white bell icon, so that you can always be notified about my videos going live. Talking of which, we really should get into the rest of today's program. Let's do it.
Sound check. Check 1, check 2.
Okay, so today's topic. Dearie me. So here we are. We've got another celebrity singing at another sports event. In that respect, there's nothing new here. What is new here is, I guess, the reason that Fergie's performance has engendered so much response. And I kind of want to maybe look at this from, I don't know whether this is a slightly different angle to others. You may well have heard people talk about it from this angle as well, but what I kind of walked away from, because I've watched the video through a couple of times of her performance, and look, I didn't think it was atrocious. I didn't think it... Do you know what I found refreshing? Was that it was real. It wasn't pre-recorded. It wasn't doctored. We got the raw voice. To the best of my knowledge, it was the raw voice. It's being produced in the sense there's reverb on it and those sorts of things. But for the most part, hey, it was undoctored, and it was relatively her voice. And you know what, that I find that refreshing. And as you know, I've made some commentary here in the past on the channel about, you know, the fact that we're getting to such a point where voice is being so doctored that it's becoming so plastic that we're kind of losing the humanity of it. And part of losing the humanity is driven by the fact that we're kind of losing the imperfection. One of the wonderful things about the human voice is that it's imperfect. And I don't know, maybe it's my age showing. I just get a little bit bored of absolutely perfect notes all the time. So on that level, I quite enjoyed the performance. The fact that, you know, it was just undoctored. So I give that a tick. You know, at a technical level, I don't think it was the best performance. But, you know, when we're singing the national anthem in front of a nationally telecast basketball game, is there a need for it to be technically brilliant? Look, we'd all like to think that when we step up to the plate, wrong game, Daniel, when we step up to the court, that our voice will be, you know, right on song, and that it will just be perfect technically. You know, if you're gifted enough where you can, you know, your technique is so sound that it's, you know, so reliable and it's bulletproof, then more power to you. So, you know, I personally don't hold her to any high account in regards to her technique. Yes, she is an elite singer in the sense of she's a celebrity vocalist, and she's a very well-known singer. But do you know what? That's actually, you know, so there's been heaps of commentary around that. You know, the voice, look, if technically, from memory, because I watched this 3 or 4 days ago, to be honest, as I was preparing to put this all together and make commentary about it. I thought the voice was a bit thin. It had a bit of tightness to it. It didn't have the freedom that we would want to typically associate with the genre that she tried to sing it in. And that's probably where I would lean towards, is I think if there was a mistake made, and I'm hesitant to even say it was a mistake, it was the fact that she stepped outside the realm of what she is kind of known for. And herein lies a danger for celebrity singers, is we come to expect certain things from them. And so when they take a risk, and in fact I think Fergie herself has I don't know whether she tweeted it or released a public statement, such was the furor over the performance. She released a statement that basically said, look, you know, I was taking a creative risk, and she apologized. Whoa, we've lost. Are we going to get me back? Stay with me, everyone. Hopefully you can all still hear me, and I might have to come over to this one here because you can't see me. I've just seen that that it's died off. So give me a moment while I come over to this camera here, because for some reason, and now that's, I don't know whether that's actually, is that clear? My apologies, everyone. For some reason that's not looking great. Let me just see if I can get that back up. Hang on. Okay. Well, hopefully, I don't know if that's looking clear. Hopefully it's looking clear to you all. So the challenge, besides the technical challenges of doing live streaming, the challenge here is that she chose to step outside what we would typically expect of Fergie. So she went sort of down a jazz sort of idiom, easy listening kind of road, where she tried to create an iconic expression of like she tried to be creative. She tried to be creative with it, and do you know what? I really appreciate the fact that an artist would take a risk. We probably don't see enough of it, especially at that kind of level, where she's stepping outside of her own comfort zone. She's stepping outside of what she's known for. She's taking a risk. Now, it can be argued, I acknowledge that it can be argued that maybe she didn't, shoot a three-pointer with it, to keep it within the basketball sort of, vernacular. I don't think she shot a three-pointer with it, and it didn't even, and it could be argued, did she even shoot a hoop with it? Did she even get a two-pointer from it? Look, I'm not overly keen to sort of say whether she did or she didn't. But I think, art throughout history, and there's one very classic piece of music that is known for this internationally, from history, and that is when the Rite of Spring by Stravinsky, I'm pretty sure it was Stravinsky, and I was pretty sure it was Rite of Spring, was first released. When it was premiered, there were, to all accounts and purposes, riots on the streets, because Stravinsky released a piece of music that was so provocative in its creative difference that people responded in a manner that was aggressive. And, I don't know much more about that little piece of history other than to know that, this has happened before. Artists take risks, and sometimes those risks are perceived in the moment as being horrible. Now, Rite of Spring has gone on to be one of the most classic pieces of I believe it's the 20th century, early 20th century, if not it's the late 19th century. I'd have to check my facts on that. Now, I'm not suggesting that Fergie's, presentation of the national anthem in the manner that she creatively chose to do is going to become, one of the best versions of the United States national anthem in the 21st century. I'm not suggesting that. But, surely we should be encouraging our artists, not shooting them down for taking risks. Surely we should be encouraging our artists to explore the boundaries of their own creativity. I guess it could be said that the national anthem on a national TV show was not the best place to do that. Acknowledged, it may not have been. I saw one piece of commentary on this subject where the person who I don't know but claimed to be a singing teacher, I have no reason to question that either. She basically was saying that Fergie's voice coach should be fired immediately. Well, if the voice coach is encouraging creativity and being bold and expressive, should they be fired? I don't know. I don't even know if Fergie has a singing teacher. Maybe she does, maybe she doesn't. The point being is that I just wanted to throw a different angle in here and say, come on, everyone, we have to be a little bit more mature in this, especially when we hear, and this is the final point that I wanted to arrive on, there is a way to respond to art that you personally don't resonate with. And that doesn't need to be that you completely dismiss it, that you completely, are negative towards. it could possibly be that actually the reason you are not being successful in your understanding, the reason you're not really getting it is actually not the fault of the artist or the art. It actually could be your own lack of maturity in a particular area that's the reason why you're kind of not getting it. Now, again, I'm not making the statement that that's what people, that people are immature or whatever, that haven't liked it. But I think there needs to be a stop and a check here where we go, okay, I personally, if this was the case for you, I personally didn't like that performance. And you may even be able to make commentary around that. And that's okay. You're allowed to hold on to your perception and your opinion. But it's when we start claiming that opinion as being universal fact and how everyone else should respond to a set piece. I mean, how would those people now who rioted on the streets in response to Rite of Spring, how would those, well, they're all dead, but I'm pretty sure they're all dead. How would those people feel now that piece is now regarded as one of the most iconic classical pieces of music of the late 19th century, early 20th century? But in the moment it was deemed unacceptable. We have to, and this is where a little bit of critical realism comes in. Sometimes we've just got to step back and go, well, it wasn't my cup of tea. More power to you for being creative, and allow for the fact that maybe we're missing something. Remember a few weeks back we made commentary around the performance by Pink. Now, we made some categoric statements around that performance, but not necessarily the artistic value of it, more about the, should Pink have sung while she was sick? Therein lies some interesting discussion that warrants, some educated view. In this instance, yeah, like as I said, the vocal was a bit narrow. The creativity, maybe not the right step. But I'm open to going, well, it wasn't my cup of tea. It's all good. So, look, leave your comments in the section. I can see a whole heap of commentary going on. One of the difficulties we're going to have today, everyone, is that my camera that I would normally sit in front of has actually died off. It's actually no longer available to me. And so the camera I'm looking at right now is sitting on top of a screen, and I can see the commentary going down the side there, but I cannot read it. It's all pixelated. I'm hoping our actual vision today is not pixelated. And so I think we're going to be in one of these scenarios where we may not be able to do some Q&A. In fact, I don't think we're going to be able to do Q&A today. We're going to have to call it there. I think, in fact, let me just do this very quickly to just see if we can fix it. Stay with me, everyone. Give me 5 seconds to see if I can get this back up and running. No, it's not going to give it to me, everyone. I apologize. Give me 5 seconds, guys. 5 seconds. No, we have lost the camera. I apologize. So that will bring us to a very, very quick hangout today. Thanks for all your commentary and your discussion. I'll hopefully be able to watch it back later. Look, if you guys have had any questions today, wait until the video goes live. The live video gets uploaded and becomes something that you can comment in the discussion below, and I'll do my best to answer some questions for you all. Of course, we do these live hangouts every Monday, 2 p.m, and it's not unusual, unfortunately, for us to have technical issues. The technology is getting better, but we have these things happen. So we do these every Monday, and then on Wednesdays and Fridays we have other videos, pre-record videos that you can check out as well. The only way to find out about these videos is to make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the white bell icon, because that way you can get notified to your inbox from YouTube themselves, letting you know when we go live and when new videos, scheduled videos, go live as well. But look, until I see you in the next Voice Essentials video, when hopefully, well, certainly on Wednesday and Thursday we won't have these issues, Wednesday and Friday I should say, but next Monday, hopefully when we get together for our live hangout, we won't have these technical issues again. I look forward to reading all of your comments about the whole Fergie scenario, and what do you think about what I've said? Hopefully you've got some extra things to add to our discussion, because I certainly don't feel I've got all the answers in this regard. I'm looking forward to reading your commentary also. I'm Dr. Dan. Sing well.